Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna make a responsive animated login form like this. I'll put the search in the description, but if you want, you follow the video. So let's go. So I'll start with the markup as usual. We need the form container, and then we're gonna make the circle first, which is this circle. So let's do dot form container and circle dash container dot circle, and we'll add the plus sign in the span plus. Let's create a CSS file, a new file, style.css. Let's reset the styles, margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box, line height 1.5. Now let's style the body, the form container, and the circle. Body width 100, min height 100, viewport height, overflow hidden, position relative, background dot form container, position absolute, top 50, left 50, transform translate -50, -50, width 430 pixels, height 500 pixels, border radius 10 pixels, overflow hidden, display flex direction column, align item center, justify content center. Let's save. Let's link the CSS file, index link dot style dot css. Go live. Okay, let's continue. I'll continue with the circle dot circle container, position absolute, display flex, justify content, align items center. Okay, dot circle the index 1, width 5 rem, height 5, border radius 50%, background linear gradient, display flex, justify content center, align items center, cursor pointer, transition all is 0.3 seconds, and the shadow filter drop shadow 0.7 RGB 38, 39, 43. We're good. Let's add the hover and the focus. Dot circle hover dot circle focus, width 6, height 6. Something is very wrong. Here It's not transform, it's transition. Okay, it's working now. Let's continue with the span. Dot circle span display block font size 2.5 font weight 1000 color white smoke transition all is 0.3 seconds. Okay, let's add the hover and the focus. Dot circle span hover dot circle span focus transform rotate Z 45 degrees. Okay, now we'll continue with the form. Let's go to the markup. Here, form. Okay, form method post name form h3 span log in to your account. Let's do the username username container. We forgot to add font awesome. Go here, type font awesome, get the CDN, copy and paste it here. Now let's add an icon. i.fas fa user alt. Okay, it's working. Let's continue. User name. We'll do the password here. Password. Okay. Let's do an input. Type text, name, username, placeholder, username. Okay, we're done with the username. Let's add the password container. Dot password container. We need a lock icon. i.fas fa lock and an input type password, name password, placeholder password, and a class form styling. Let's copy it, add it here too. Let's do the buttons. Dot buttons container input value login dot forgot a forgotten password. Okay. Buttons. Let's do some more text. Lorem 20. And finally, the close form button, the X icon. Dot close form i.fas F8 times. Close form icon. Let's see what we have. Okay. Now we need to style it. Form, width 100, height 100, display flex direction column, opacity 0. Let's comment that for now. Okay. Position relative. Let's add a pseudo element. Form after content, position absolute, margin left auto, margin right auto, left 0, right 0, width 80%, height 3 pixels, background hex DC 6180. It's not visible because of the color. Let's do black for now. Background black. Now let's style the H3. Form H3. Margin top 30%. Margin bottom 5%. Padding left 5%. Color AFB1BE. Font weight 500. Dot username container dot password container, width 100, padding 0.7 rem, background 32364A, border top 2 pixels solid 393D52, border bottom the same thing, display flex, gap 1.5 rem, dot username container input dot password container input, background transparent, border none. Let's reset the default hover and focus, and finally let's add some margin. Dot username container I dot password container I, margin left 2 rem, color RGB almost black. Now let's do the buttons. Dot button container, margin top 3 rem, display flex, justify content center, align items center, gap 5%. Dot button container input, that's the first button, border radius 50 pixels, background transparent, padding 10 pixels 50 pixels, border 2 pixels solid, DC 6180, color the same, DC, text transform uppercase, font size 0.8 rem, transition all is in out 0.3 seconds, cursor pointer. Buttons container input. Okay. Let's change the background for now. Form background gray. Add some hover. Dot buttons container input hover background that color, font color white smoke. Nice. Let's fix that too. Okay. Now let's style the forgotten password button. Dot forgot. Font size 0.7 rem. Text decoration none. Transition all is in out 0.3 seconds. Dot forgot a. Color 60, 64, 79. Dot forgot hey hover opacity 0.6. Okay. Now let's style the text, the remaining text. Form P, margin 3 rem, color 5B, 5E, 6F, font size 10 pixels, text align left. And finally let's style the close form button. Dot close form position absolute, top 5%, right 3%, cursor pointer, transition all is in out 0.3 seconds, padding 0.5 rem, and let's hide the highlight color when in mobile device. Dash WebKit, tap highlight color transparent. Dot close form hover I, color light gray. Dot close form I, font size 1.2 rem, color white smoke, font weight 800. Finally, let's add some media queries. Dot media screen and max width 600 pixels. Dot form container width 300. Media screen and max width 320. Dot form container width 250. Form H3 text align center, padding left 0. Dot buttons container flex direction column gap 1.2 rem. and form P text align center. Nice. Now let's remove the comments we made. The background here. Let's delete that too. Now the last thing we need to do is to create a JavaScript file, app.js. But first we're gonna add AnimeJs, AnimeJs CDN. Okay. Grab the script tag, paste it here. We're gonna use AnimeJS for the animations. Const circle document query selector form container dot circle console log circle. We have to link the JavaScript file to source app.js console. Okay, it's working. Let's continue. Const circle span, which is the plus sign here. Document query selector form container dot circle span. Console log that too. Dot inner HTML. Okay. Let's do the form now. Const form is equal to document query selector dot form container form. Let's console log that. Form. Okay, and finally const close button is equal to document query selector close form. Close button. Okay, everything okay, everything's good. Let's do the open form animation. Const open form. Let's do an arrow function. Let's create a timeline. Anime.timeline targets circle span opacity 0 async linear duration 100. After that, dot add targets circle scale 10 the index -1 Using the same, rotate Z 360, delay 100, duration 300. We need a comma, duration 300. Okay. Dot add targets form using linear, delay 500, duration 400, opacity 1. And finally dot add targets close button using linear, duration 100, opacity 1. Okay, let's add the function to the circle. Circle on click, open form. Here is duration. Okay, it's working. Now let's do the reverse animation. Const close form anime.timeline targets close button using linear, duration 100, opacity 0. Dot add targets form using, it's always the same, linear, duration 400, opacity 0. Now the circle targets circle, scale back to 1, z index back to 1, using linear, rotate z -360 degrees, duration 500. Finally, circle span targets circle span, opacity 1. Okay, using linear, delay 100, duration 100. Let's add the function to the X button here. Here on click close form. Okay, perfect. We're done, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.